with your host, Andrew Romanella.
I don't think I'm good enough in this spot based on my own personal mental health, so I can't continue. The first problem is with the owner of the Carolina Panthers, okay? You're an idiot. Seriously, you're an idiot. What's going on, everybody? Welcome in to another edition of The Rome Show here on 12ouncesports.com, broadcasting live on YouTube, X, and Roku TV. I am your host, Andrew Romanella. I got you for the next 30 and change, as we do every single day, 7 a.m. here on 12ozsports.com. Cut and dry schedule for the people today. We have to talk football, the last official football Sunday of the NFL season. The AFC and the NFC championship games have concluded, and we have a Super Bowl 59 matchup, that's a rematch from Super Bowl 57 between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. I can hear a collective over the entirety of America right now, minus Philadelphia and Kansas City, that both of those games yesterday ended in the way that both of those games ended. We will break it all down today for you on the Rome Show. Plus, we have our weekend top 5 plays, as we do every single Monday, and then our daily bananas. You know, don't look too fast, but daily bananas had a slow start in 2025. We are slightly over 500 now. Yeah, we have been trending in the right direction. So if you are looking to trend your bananas in the right direction, you should stay tuned until about 7:29 when we can give you our daily pick. So it's a jam-packed show. It's a great show. It's Monday, January 27th, and we hope you are getting yourself started for a fire week that leads us to February. Tune into the show, get in on the action, on X or YouTube. Just go to youtube.com/12OZ Sports. You'll see the show is live there. You can comment, we can respond, or x.com/12OZ Sports, exactly where the show is being played. We also retweet, repost, everything on The Rome Show 1, Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok. Follow us on all the social medias as well. It's 2025, people. Best way to follow a brand, company, or person that you like is on social media. So just do that for us here on The Rome Show. We're going to go in reverse, okay? When we discuss these games today, we're going to go from the later game last night first, Bills versus Chiefs, and then we're going to bring our way back to Washington versus Philly. There's stone to dying if the Washington versus Philly was not as much of a contest, especially in the second half. But why I want to start with Bills and Chiefs is because there was so much more on the line in this game than there was in the Washington and Philly contest. The two storylines I think that you look at the most is Josh Allen's legacy, okay, and getting to a Super Bowl, getting past Patrick Mahomes, who is operating like a modern day Michael Jordan right now. You must get through Patrick Mahomes to get your chance at a championship. So the first major storyline here was Josh Allen himself. Okay, the season Josh Allen had, unbelievable. The player Josh Allen is, unbelievable. There are not many people, except Josh Allen, that can be a first-team All-Pro with no other first and second-team All-Pro members on the rest of the roster. So Josh Allen's getting to the Super Bowl, huge aspect of this. The second part of this is just the Bills franchise in general, okay? Obviously, it's no lie the history that the Bills have gone through of heartbreak in terms of their elusive hunt for a championship. Okay. So besides the fact that you have this team that has somehow eluded a championship for the history of their time, so be it bad kicks, so be it bad weather, so be it bad luck, doesn't matter. Okay. The Buffalo Bills franchise has been searching and hunting and wanting, by the way, because it is one of the best fan bases in the National Football League. The Bills franchise has been hunting for this Super Bowl. And in this opportunity and in this moment, last night was not about winning the Super Bowl for the Buffalo Bills fan. It was simply just about defeating the mighty Kansas City Chiefs. That's it. I actually would argue that 14 days from now, had the Buffalo Bills made Super Bowl 59 and lost, majority, if not all, of their fans, though, would be upset and sad and heartbroken to a degree again, would still be ecstatic because it wasn't a fourth season in Josh Allen's career and Sean McDermott's tenure as the head coach where the Buffalo Bills lost to the Kansas City Chiefs. A Bills fan will take anything outside of the outcome that happened last night. So those two things were what America was watching and wanting. America wanted Josh Allen in the Super Bowl. America wanted the Buffalo Bills to win that game. And America got none of it. And unfortunately, the storyline of the officials is going to come into play again. Okay? And so, the NFL, the officiating crew, does itself no favors with some of the decisions that were made last night. Now, I brought one of them to the table, okay? Because I do believe that the first down, no first down was 1,000% a first down, okay? And I do not understand how in 2025, with the technology we have not come up with a better system than both officials run on the sidelines opposite of each other with the runner of the football, or the thrower of the football for that matter, then run to the spot that they believe the football is at, and then run out and give the spot of the football. And the messed up part about the fourth down attempt turned turnover, Kansas City football, end of the game, is that the two officials were in two different locations. Okay? One official comes running out, and it almost looked like that official said they didn't reach the line. And then another official comes running out, and it looks like he shows that they did cross the first down marker. Then you go to the replay, and it looks exactly like it looks. Josh Allen gets to the line, but it's a first down, Kansas City. And it all stems from, and right now, hashtag boycott the Super Bowl is trending on Twitter. Here's the other play, because I think this one is actually more egregious than the first down call, because sadly, for my entire life, I've watched the first down thing happen. Like, watch football every single Sunday. You watch one referee run out a half a yard or a yard ahead of the other referee every single time. And then somehow, some way, it ends up being the one referee that's always farther back for what feels like every team, to America's argument, but the Chiefs. It feels like no other team is ever getting that spot of the guy that's ahead, right? Or getting that call to go their way. You're going to say that this catch right here, frozen on my screen right now, was a catch that went to the Kansas City Chiefs. Absolutely not. Okay. And this is my point about why I'm showing you this. This is egregious. Okay. First and foremost, I'm going to pause this, right, as the action of the catching is going on, okay? Now, listen, I'm not an official. I'm not a trained NFL referee, but I have to imagine that my lack of training, my lack of training is still better than most of these guys' training. Check this out, okay? Do you see this football right now? If I pause this screen for you right now and said, hey, out of curiosity, minus the random yellow circle that Tony Romo loves to throw on the screen, big circles guy, who looks like they caught this ball? And you'd be like, honestly, I couldn't even tell exactly, first off. But I need you to make a decision. You tell me, was it the Kansas City Chiefs guy or was it the Buffalo Bills guy? And you probably keep saying, I literally have no idea. Again, great point. That is the answer. But you would say, without a doubt, it was the Buffalo Bills. Look at that. Where's the football? A. B. Where's the Chiefs guy? C. Where's the control, man? Where's the control? And then watch this to the ground. This guy's got his left arm going to the ground. This is not David Tyree, New York Giants Super Bowl. That's not the same trap. This doesn't even look similar. Not even a close determination of the Chiefs having control here. Then the football moves. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the football is allowed to touch the ground as long as you maintain control through the catch. Whatever that of Xavier Worthy after hitting the ground with no one maintaining control of that football. There's no one maintaining control of that football. And this right here, NFL, is why people believe it is rigged. This right there, that calls like that are the reason why people believe the National Football League is rigged, and you have an out for everybody but the Kansas City Chiefs. And you know what blows my mind before we take a commercial break here and then we flip scripts to Washington and Philly? Wouldn't you want the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl? Isn't it a more interesting storyline? You have a franchise in the Philadelphia Eagles who have only won one Super Bowl and went through a really long drought of not really being able to get there, especially not being able to win it. They finally won one in wild fashion a few years ago with Nick Foles as their starting quarterback. The guy that was the starter that got hurt that put Foles into the pocket of that is on the Chiefs, which is wild, by the way. That was just an aside I wanted everybody to hear. Now you have the Bills. Wouldn't you? How cool would that be? Philly, who not is hated by everybody, but has something to, people have something to say about their fan base. Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley going for the all-time rushing record in a single season, regular season and postseason. You put that up against the Buffalo Bills, who have never won a Super Bowl. Are you kidding me? That's a storyline. But now, and I don't believe anyone's going to boycott the Super Bowl. I don't believe anyone's going to boycott football. I've never believed anyone would boycott the sport of football. But, okay, if this keeps going on, I do believe you will start to lose a lot of viewership on your best game of the year, on the most important game of the year. I could see people now saying, I'm good on the Super Bowl. If the Super Bowl was Eagles, Bills, or Commanders, Bills, I would have been in 47 times over. Want to see Jaden Daniels, want to see Josh Allen, want to see Saquon Barkley. I hate to say this, and I don't necessarily agree with this football take, but people don't want to see the Chiefs anymore. And that's not to say that the Chiefs don't deserve it, because obviously at the end of the day, they make the plays. They've won 17 straight one-possession games. They make the plays to win the game. Andy Reid is a Mount Rushmore coach of all time in the National Football League. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce are already Hall of Famers. Steve Spagnuolo might be the greatest defensive coordinator of all time. Not hyperbole, the truth. He's about to be in his 7th Super Bowl as a defensive coordinator, 6th or something like that. So they deserve and have earned what they get, okay? But when you see calls like that, or you see the call that's not the first down, go against the team, against the Chiefs every single time, you cannot blame the American people for being annoyed. You cannot blame the American people for wanting to boycott. And my point is, of the two, I'd want the Bills anyways. National Football League, three-peat, or Bills Super Bowl? What's more entertaining? Bills Super Bowl, man. Like, what? So I still just don't understand how everybody in America can be on the same page with a call except for the people making the call. That to me makes no sense. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, through it all, Dalton Kincaid still had a chance to keep it alive for the Bills, and this is what happened. Ooh. And the full play, I don't think I recorded the full thing, but Josh Allen goes for a scramble drill, and this is how the scramble drill ends. And he's off his back foot. Unbelievable that Josh Allen even got this football into the realm of somebody that could catch it and possibly make a play. And Dalton Kincaid, unfortunately, does his best Mark Andrews impression and drops this football, and that ends up being the dagger. The Chiefs did have to get 2 first downs to end it, and that was another issue of mine, just the defense being played by the Bills in that moment, allowing the Chiefs to throw the football and beat them. There are just 2 third downs where you just could not allow 8 yards for a third down. And if you don't allow those 8 yards, you get the football back. And Josh Allen is good enough to score 3 points with 32 seconds on the clock or whatever it is, and no timeouts. But you give up those defensive stops. But at the end of the day, you with 32-29 with the ball and a chance to drive, Dalton Kincaid drops this football on 4th down. And on a day when the Buffalo Bills have scored 2 touchdowns on 4th downs, for that to be a drop on 4th down and end the game is very sad. Patrick Mahomes threw for 245 and a touchdown. Kareem Hunt ran for 64 and a touchdown. Patrick Mahomes also rushed for 2 touchdowns and 43 yards. Not a lot in terms of one player receiving, a lot of mixing the football around. 3 different players with 35-plus receiving yards. Xavier Worthy, the only touchdown. Not much from Travis Kelce, 2 receptions, 19 yards. For the Bills, Josh Allen, 237 and 2 TDs through the air. He ran for 39 on the ground. James Cook, 85 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a very important go-ahead score, which you'll see possibly on top plays later. Again, much of the same, moving the football around. 4 different receivers with 33-plus receiving yards in this game. The 2 touchdowns were to Curtis Samuel, his only reception, and Mac Hollins. This was the game of almost fumbles. Josh Allen and the Bills fumbled the football 4 times, but never actually turned that over, whilst Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs had their first fumble since week 11 that they lost. Nonetheless, doesn't hurt them, though, even though the Bills scored off of that fumble. Final stat for this game before we head to a commercial break is there were 0 first-half punts in this contest. That was the first time since 2003, a conference championship game had 0 punts in a half. That goes to show you how enjoyable this football game was. 4 lead changes, 1 tie throughout this contest. I'm sad for the Bills, and I hope that every time we watch the Chiefs, not only just the Super Bowl, but for the rest of the time that this contingency is together, I really am tired of hearing about the officials. So if I'm the NFL, it's time to step in and do something. Okay, even if it's get yourself on the microphone when a close call happens and say, I, Roger Goodell, or whoever will be making this decision. But I don't know what can happen, but I know there are a lot of angry Americans out there. Hopefully not the people listening to the Rome Show, though, here on 12 OZ Sports. We'll be back with Washington versus Philly and top 5 plays of the weekend after this commercial break.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
Yeah. The Rome Show. 12ouncesports.com. We broadcast live on YouTube, X, Roku TV. I'm Andrew Romanella. We got like 6 or 7 minutes left. We're talking Eagles. We're talking Commanders. We're talking conference championship results. We already talked officiating. We talked poor calls against the Chiefs and Bills. We talked about how America feels. If you missed it, get the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search the Rome Show podcast or go to youtube.com/12OZ Sports and watch the rerun. We feel you, America. We feel you on the Chiefs and the Zebras thing. In terms of the Washington Commanders and the Philadelphia Eagles, it was really simple as to why the Eagles won this game and are headed to Super Bowl 59. That simple answer is the rushing attack of the Philadelphia Eagles and turnovers by the Washington Commanders. The Commanders, they turned the football over like 4 times in this contest. The Eagles, they ran the rock for 7 touchdowns in this game. The Commanders, Jaden Daniels threw a touchdown and an interception. The team also lost 3 fumbles, one by Eckler, one by Jeremy McNichols, and one by De'Ami Brown. So 4 different players. Having a fumble is not a good recipe for success. 4 different players having a turnover, is not a recipe for success. And Washington saw that. The game started wild. Washington had an 18-play opening drive that lasted like 7 minutes. They went for 2 fourth downs, but on their third opportunity to go for a 4th down, Dan Quinn decided to kick a field goal, which I think kind of set the tone because they were setting the tone, and then they decided to not go for it on the 3rd, 4th down, even though they were 2 for 2 on 4th down. Kind of went against the reasoning you went for it in the first place, though I do understand you got 3 points. Well, then Philly turned around, and they said, oh, okay, hold my beer. Saquon Barkley's first. Yeah, so that happened, and so in the first 19 plays, 18 of them belonged to the Washington Commanders and 1 of them belonged to the Eagles, but the Eagles took a 7-3 lead. Jaden Daniels led the charge back, was able to score a touchdown for the Commanders squad. It was 12 points in the second quarter for Washington that brought them back. 27-15 was the score at half. Again, the rushing attack for the Eagles was elite. In total, the Philadelphia Eagles rushed for 229 yards in the conference championship game, 118 with 3 touchdowns for Saquon Barkley, 16 for Jalen Hurts, but 3 touchdowns for Jalen Hurts. He played really well for the Eagles. And then rookie Will Shipley got in on the action with a 57-yard rush and then 4 rushes for 77 yards and a TD. Yeah, that's how good they were running the rock yesterday. Kenneth Gainwell got hurt. By the way, aforementioned Jalen Hurts threw for 246 and a touchdown, 72.3% QBR and a 110 rating, 20 for 28. Outshined the rookie Jaden Daniels, who didn't play bad by any stretch of the imagination, 29 of 48, 255. But his team couldn't play defense, and his team kept turning the rock over, and that is a hard way to win. Washington also had a fake punt in this game. which was, it seemed to be things that could have been important. 2 fourth downs on the first drive, a fake punt completed. You would think all of those things happen and you still lose by 22 points. That's because you could not stop the run. And we said the key to this game was the rushing attack. And good for Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts, who it really felt like, if you ever watched a basketball game where 2 players just like purely just like dominate back and forth, you can think almost like if a Steph Curry and a Klay Thompson went off for the Golden State Warriors during the meat and the potatoes of the Golden State Warriors run. It was just so much fun to watch. That's what it felt like between Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley. And it was like, well, we'll sprinkle in a little A.J. Brown here, 96 receiving yards and a touchdown. Sprinkle in a little Dallas Goedert here, 7 receptions, 85 yards, right? Sprinkle in a little this, sprinkle a little that, but it's Jalen Hurts and it's Saquon Barkley. I mean, think about it. Jalen Hurts accounted for a total of 293 yards passing, rushing combined, and 3 touchdowns. Saquon Barkley combined for 122 yards and 3 touchdowns, rushing and receiving. Like, how do you stop that? Really, how do you stop that? So now you have a Super Bowl 59 that's going to feature the Philadelphia Eagles going for their second Super Bowl in 3 years, going for their second Super Bowl in 6 years. Third Super Bowl appearance in 6. That's impressive out of Philly. And then the Chiefs, who are going for the first three-peat in the history of the National Football League. 2 weeks. February 9th is when Super Bowl 59 happens, so plenty of time to dissect our feelings on that. It is now time for your top 5 plays of the weekend.
Number 5.
All right, your number 5 play, Isaiah Hart.
On and off the court, setting the tone for the environment, the type of guy that he is, and what a block! Hard style recovery, sends it into the first.
Isaiah, here's it one more time for you. A little give and go. Isaiah makes it up. Little LeBron James impression for Isaiah Hartenstein for your number 5 play of the weekend. We continue on with
Numero 4.
number 4. That would be James Cook. We told you you'd see this touchdown when the Bills needed it. Watch this hard work TD from James Cook. On a night when the Bills did so much right and so deserved that victory, a 4th loss in a row in a playoff game to the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. We go to the ice for play number 3.
Dwayne Wade.
That play number 3 is going to go to a guy named Kyle Connor, Winnipeg Jets. 7 years ago, Kyle Connor, who you might not know, you should know. He's got 8 straight seasons of 50-plus points for the Winnipeg Jets. So not only is he an elite player for their team, he is also our number 3 player of the weekend. Number 2 might look familiar and seem like we just saw, but so very well deserving.
Number 2.
You know who that is? It's our one and only Saquon Barkley to the house. Just decision by that GM staff. And Saquon Barkley is not single-handedly, but very much leading the charge of the Eagles to the Super Bowl. But number 1, you might not have seen over the weekend, but I'm here to show you Arturi Lekkonen, thanks to Cale Makar on the Colorado Avalanche with less than 20 seconds left, comes out of being in the penalty box and leads the Avalanche to victory against the New York Rangers.
Number 1.
Uno.
Those are your top 5 plays of the weekend, and this now becomes your bananas time here, ladies and gentlemen. All right, like I said to the people, we've been on a little bit of a run here since being 5 games under 500. We brought it back to 1 game over 500, which you know we love here on the Rome Show, but that doesn't do it all for us because we want to make as much bananas on our bushel for the people as possible. We love fruits. on the Rome Show. Okay, so 26-25 was our overall record before we picked the conference championship games. We had the Eagles money line, check. We had that game going over 47.5, check. We had the Commanders +6, not a check. We had Buffalo money line, Buffalo +1, but that game going over 48.5. So that is a 3-3 day. Our record's now 29-28. Let's go to the hardwood because we'll save ice hockey for tomorrow. Hockey with Rocky. We have the Lakers against the Hornets. You might not know this, but we do here on the Rome Show. The Lakers, they are winners of 5 of their last 6, and they are favored by 5.5 points against this not so great Hornets team. Anthony Davis and LeBron James are playing to the back of their tops basketball card. Okay, don't even know if those exist. If they did, the two of them are playing to the back of them. So give me the Lakers versus the Hornets -5.5. The Memphis Grizzlies have won 6 straight. The New York Knickerbockers have won 3 straight. The Knicks are identically 15-8 at home and on the road. Not much to say about this game, but the fact that I'm going to take the Grizz on the road at the +3.5. I think teams elevate their game at the Garden against the Knicks. No matter how good the Knicks are, teams, again, elevate their game against the Knicks at the Garden. So I'm going to go on a limb here, but I think it's going to be a good pick. Give me Memphis at the +3.5. And then finally, the Denver Nuggets are 8-2 in their last 10 contests, while as the Chicago Bulls are 2-8. You're looking at two teams right now. They're going the exact opposite directions, and they're facing off against each other. And the Denver Nuggets are favored by 7.5 points. So I'm going to take the team that's 8-2 over their last 10, is trending in the right direction, and has arguably the best player in the league over the last 3 to 4 years in Nikola Jokic. So give me Denver at the -7.5 against the Bulls. So to finish, our picks today for Lakers -5.5, Grizzlies -3.5, Grizzlies +3.5, and Denver -7.5. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning into the Rome Show today on 12OZ Sports, X, YouTube, and Dingo TV. Roku TV. Whoa. Tune in tomorrow, 7 a.m. We're here every single day. Hockey with Rocky, 7:15. You know the drill. Andrew Romanella saying peace.
Thank you for listening.